So I was looking at my phone's compass the other day and it got me thinking, what if Earth's magnetic field, the invisible shield that literally keeps us alive, just vanished? Not forever, just for 24 hours. At first, everything would seem totally normal. You'd probably wake up, complain about being tired, totally unaware that our planet just lost its armor. You'd look out the window, gravity still works, the sky is still blue. But up in space, things are already going catastrophically wrong. See, our planet generates a massive magnetic bubble called the magnetosphere, and it's the only thing stopping the sun from blasting us with deadly high-energy particles. Normally, it catches all that dangerous plasma and harmlessly bounces it away into deep space. But at 0 hours, the shield drops, and the solar wind hits the atmosphere directly. Down on the ground, your compass needle stops pointing north and just drifts uselessly, which means millions of migrating birds, sea turtles, and whales whose internal GPS relies on it are completely blind. Almost immediately, flocks of birds start flying in endless confused circles. Dolphins and whales start beaching themselves because their magnetic maps are suddenly telling them that the ocean is on land. But animal confusion is the least of our problems. Let's look up at the satellites. Without the magnetic field to deflect the radiation, all those satellites in orbit get absolutely cooked. These are fragile computers flying through a storm of charged particles. Their microchips get bombarded and short circuit. Within hours, the global GPS network drops offline. Google Maps stops working on your phone, but worse than that, airplanes lose navigation mid-flight. The pilots have to fly completely blind. And if there were any astronauts doing a spacewalk on the International Space Station, they would be in severe danger. They'd have to scramble into the heavily shielded core modules just to survive the radiation spike. And down on the surface, it's about to get worse. Much worse. Because those charged solar particles are now smashing right into our upper atmosphere. When they hit the air molecules, they create massive electrical currents high up in the sky. The entire sky, everywhere on Earth, lights up in brilliant neon green and red auroras, even at noon. It would look incredibly beautiful, right up until the power grid explodes. You see, physicists know that moving electrical currents in the sky create moving magnetic fields on the ground, and those push massive amounts of raw electricity into anything made of long continuous metal, like oil pipelines, train tracks, and millions of miles of power lines. This huge unexpected surge rushes into transformers at power plants and literally melts them from the inside out. By hour 12, entire continents start going dark. No lights, no heating, no refrigeration. Even the undersea internet cables connecting our continents are full of metal wires and power repeaters. The surge of electricity fries those repeaters at the bottom of the ocean. The internet just stops existing. You can't text your family to see if they're okay, you can't check the news. So you're sitting in the dark watching the glowing sky, wondering if the solar radiation will melt your skin. Actually, no, you wouldn't get fried instantly. The atmosphere is our second line of defense. A thick blanket of air is surprisingly good at blocking radiation, acting like a massive concrete wall. But it's not perfect. Global cancer rates over the next decade would absolutely skyrocket. And worse, the solar particles rip apart the ozone layer, destroying our shield against UV light. If you stepped outside, you'd get a brutal blistering sunburn in just 10 or 15 minutes. What about the air itself? Mars lost its magnetic field billions of years ago, and without it, the solar wind slowly stripped away its oxygen and oceans, leaving a dead, freezing desert. If our shield stayed off forever, Earth would become a barren, lifeless rock too. But at exactly hour 24, deep down, the liquid iron in Earth's core starts swirling normally again. The magnetic field snaps back into place, the invisible shield is back up. But down on the surface, the damage is done, and it's completely catastrophic. Trillions of dollars in ruined infrastructure, thousands of dead satellites slowly falling back to Earth. It would take us decades to rebuild the transformers and cables that melted in just one day. Man, it really makes you appreciate that giant invisible bubble floating thousands of miles above our heads. It's fighting a literal war for you every single second to keep out the dead cold vacuum of space. And maybe that's the scariest part, how fragile our safety is, and how we just wake up every single day and take it completely for granted. Anyway, this has been Stixeye, and I'll see you in the next one.